Hello and welcome to the 19th episode of our War and Peace 50 pages a day quarantine edition read through covering pages 900 to 950. I am Matthew Robinson. Joining me from the outside world, the dangerous outside world, Dimitri Portnoy. Hello, Dimitri.
Hello, Matt. Hello, everybody.
We are almost finished, my friend. This is it, the final push. We made it to book 4 during these 50 pages, and it is very
That's right.
exciting. I have been given a sneak preview of the bookmark that everyone who finishes this challenge, not a challenge, will receive. I will be showing that to you in its finished form probably in the next day or two. But suffice it to say, I think you will be happy. Dimitri, do you agree with that sentiment?
I think it's gorgeous. I can't wait for mine. Do I get one, Matt?
You definitely get one, my friend. And I'll deliver it to you by hand. I won't even
Oh,
need to mail it to you.
exciting.
Let's talk about what happened today. So the first thing that happens is a crazy person stole Pierre's gun. That's embarrassing.
That's right. And shot someone and almost, well, no, it was fired into the ceiling because Pierre tried to stop him.
Yeah. So his guru's brother, who's a drunk and a madman, stole his gun, ran outside, and a couple of French officers tried to get it away from him. And in the process, he ended up shooting one of the French officers, and Pierre saved his life. And
Yes.
very in a
And
go ahead.
we get a transcendent passage in Tolstoy. This is for me the spiritual climax of the book. The meeting between Pierre and the French officer, who's a bit of a Woody Allen type. Let's admit it.
It's a comedic scene for sure.
But it arouses in Pierre feelings of confusion, but also love and uncertainty, because he makes a genuine connection, a connection as deep as his connection with Andre over a bottle of Bordeaux that they heated up for some strange reason.
they like their mulled
And,
wine, yeah.
yeah, and just a discussion of life, a discussion of romantic interests. Pierre is the complete opposite of this French officer who is a gallivant
Yeah.
and just sleeps around and has romantic relations with a mother and daughter and with a husband and wife. And Pierre, of course, is in love with a woman he put on a pedestal who thinks is beyond him
Yeah.
and out of his reach, Natasha. But they speak a common language. They form a bond. They form a connection in a scene that, oddly enough, feels like an interrogation. There's a little bit of a subcurrent of this French officer trying to feel out whether Pierre is some kind of
Important
like
officer or something, yeah. Yeah.
exactly. And at
High
first,
ranking
Pierre,
Russian officer.
yeah. So in some respect, this is an interrogation. This is like the opposite of extreme measures, the
Yeah.
opposite of waterboarding, of a smart French person making friends with Pierre, getting the information that he needs, but also a genuine human connection. And at the end of this book number 3, you have these two meetings, Pierre and the French officer and Natasha with Andre, where the two sides of each meeting are not exactly having a meeting of minds,
Hmm.
but they're having a meeting of spirits
Mm-hmm.
in a confused and dreamlike way, I think, in both these cases.
Yeah, and so both of these storylines are very. They're all about life and death, and Pierre is on a mission to kill, to murder, and along the way he saves multiple people's lives. He saves the
Yes,
French officer's life. He saves the life of a 3-year-old girl from a
who
burning
bites him?
building who
Who
bites him.
bites him?
Uh,
Yes.
he saves the life of a woman who was being attacked, potentially being raped by the what is it, the Polish Uhlans, I think, or maybe it was the
Yes, or at least some kind of looters,
yeah, looters.
people up to no good who are not acting on orders.
So Pierre, in his trek across Moscow with a dagger and a pistol, is trying to murder Napoleon. Along the way, has these episodic scenes of accidentally saving multiple lives. And meanwhile, Prince Andre has been discovered, just told to Natasha that he is one of the wounded officers in their caravan. And she steals herself away in the middle of the night to go and see him. And then we cut to Andre's fever-induced hallucination, where he comes to this conclusion that the ultimate form of divine love is learning to love those you hate. And he forgives Anatole Kerrigan and also forgives Natasha, who then appears to him in his hallucination and also in real life. And then from that moment forward, she never leaves his side, as we're told. And we're told that she's a fantastic nurse as well. She's a real Mary Sue. Whatever she sets her heart to, she's just excellent at.
And why wouldn't she be?
Yeah, she is.
She's almost, in that respect, the opposite of Maria, who can't understand the algebra and the geometry that her poor, now deceased father tried to teach her.
Right.
Natasha is a woman of many, many talents and understandings, and could be anything she wants.
Yeah.
No, she probably would make a great hussar if she wanted to.
Tolstoy really showers her with talents and good fortune for the most part. Speaking of good fortune and characters Tolstoy likes, let's talk about a character with poor fortune that Tolstoy really doesn't like, and that's Helena, who dies from trying to have an abortion?
Oh, how interesting. What angina pectoris is a condition of the heart. But,
right, but they say that that's
interesting.
They say that that's not what she has, but that's what they're telling themselves they have. And they say what she has is an affliction that would come from having too many husbands, and one which cannot be spoken of, and which an Italian doctor, was trying to give her liquid medicine that would cure it. I'm pretty sure we're being told she's pregnant and is trying to abort it, and in the process dies. I'm pretty sure that's what is happening here.
Well, that would be a real shame. I don't assume she's going to come back from the dead like Prince Andre. Yeah. Although I wouldn't put Tolstoy past it at this point.
Yeah.
But I think that's very sad.
Tolstoy it does feel like he's punishing her. There does seem to be sort of an authorial hand here that I don't see other places in the book, where it feels like Tolstoy is taking vengeance upon characters that he doesn't like morally.
I wonder if, since Pierre is kind of his alter ego, if there was an Elena or a Helen in Tolstoy's past that he's maybe taking out his anger on.
Yeah, potentially. It definitely, she's being punished pretty hard. So she dies. We go back to St. Petersburg, where we started this whole book, and they tell us things haven't changed, and everybody's trying to act like everything's fine. And we get the return of so everybody's trying to be fine. We find out Helen has died. They learn that Moscow has been abandoned and burned. Kutuzov, who was once their hero, comedically instantly becomes their number one villain. And Prince Vasily makes his return and reads a letter from the emperor promising to sacrifice everything, and if he's forced to even lead an army of peasants himself, the emperor says, in order to win back Russia.
Yes, and we have a lovely description of Prince Vasily reading the letter in a way where some of it he shouts and the rest of it he whispers, and it doesn't really matter the sense of the word that he shouts or whispers. I've heard performances like that. I'm sure some of you. They're the opposite of Hamlet's injunction to speak trivially to his players. Tolstoy doesn't like bad orators.
No, no, and he doesn't like Prince
Almost
Vasily.
as much as he doesn't like cheating wives.
Yeah. We forgot to mention though we are the book 3 cliffhanger ends appropriately with a dramatic moment of Pierre being captured by the Polish Uhlans, having found the dagger hidden amongst him and placed under guard. And so we leave Pierre having been arrested at the end of book 3, maybe foiling his plans to kill Napoleon. We'll find out. And we end our 50 pages with the triumphant return of Nikolai, who we haven't seen in, it feels like 400 or 500 pages.
Yes, turning into an Anatoly.
A little bit, yeah. So we are we actually are flashed back here to prior to Borodino when we meet Nikolai, and he goes to a ball. And Princess Maria's aunt attempts to matchmake with him. And he, for the first time, confesses to anyone, I think, about his plans with Sonia. And she tells him, that's crazy. You can't do that.
Not because she's his cousin, mind you, but because
Right.
she doesn't have any money.
She doesn't have any money, and it would kill his mother. And we're told that Nikolai takes comfort in these words, almost as if he was waiting for someone to forbid him of this so that he could maybe get out of it. But we'll see.
He is such a catch.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we get a scene straight out of Boogie Nights of poor Peter H. Macy, William H. Macy, I mean, being cuckolded as he flirts with his wife in front of everybody, and we get this hilarious moment where he says that the wife's diminishing happiness, increasing happiness, correlates directly with the husband's diminishing happiness, almost as if they shared one pool of happiness between them.
Perhaps a presentiment to the opening line of Anna Karenina.
Yeah. Happy families and unhappy families are all alike, yeah. Or unhappy families are all not alike. Happy families are all the same. Yeah, so that's our 50 pages. We are, I'm in a good zone with it. I'm starting to get pretty used to my routine of reading 50 pages every day. I actually had a moment today of, while I'm looking forward to moving on from this book, of feeling like I'll miss this little routine. Saturday will be done by Saturday. That's crazy.
Again, it's like a lot of really long books. This book is also short because, as you pointed out during our last conversation, any one of these sections could be expanded into a novel.
Sure.
Pierre's wanderings around Moscow, Natasha's journey to self-awareness and becoming a grown-up, Prince Andrei learning to embrace his and other people's humanity. Every one of these is an epic.
Yeah.
And it'll be it's ending. It's ending somewhat quickly. It's ending just as it's about to start.
Yeah.
Very oddly, this is an apocalyptic section.
Yes, it is. No, it feels like Children of Men or The Road, or we are definitely in an apocalypse drama.
People wounded, people considering murder, people. Moscow starting to burn.
Yeah, rioting, looting, rape. Just we are in hell here. We have traveled to hell.
But again, just like at the end of the previous volume, Pierre glances the comet.
Yes, and everybody else is staring at the burning city of Moscow, and instead all he sees is the comet. And he feels wonderful until he remembers he has to kill Napoleon and then gets dizzy.
We hope that his initial presentiment of this being a beacon of personal hope for him is correct.
We shall find out. So join us tomorrow as we hit the milestone of 1,000 pages. And we only got a few days left, and I'll try to show off the bookmark in the next day or two when I get a final version of it.
You're going to love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's amazing.
It's pretty great. All right. Goodbye, dear heart. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, Matt.
Bye.